Hey everybody, it's PDubs. Thanks as always for hanging out upstairs with us and for checking out the channel. On today's video, we're going to take a look at some leaked virtual pinball games potentially coming to the AtGames ecosystem for their Legends 4K pinball products. But here's the question: which one of these are real and which one of these can we debunk? Okay guys, we're back. So it's important to note that some people out there got sneaky and they snuck onto an AtGames webpage. Now this webpage is a testing page, a testing ground when it comes to their ArcadeNet service. And so what's interesting is you have to keep in mind, keep it in perspective, that the information we're about to see here is stuff that's on a testing page. So it could literally mean anything. Nothing's official until it's official, but this could kind of give us an idea as to some of the stuff that AtGames has been working on in the background with potentially Zen Studios and others. So taking a peek here on this ArcadeNet staging page, you'll notice that we got some games on here that haven't officially really been announced yet from Zen Studios for the AtGames ecosystem, including Wild West Rampage, as well as the World Cup Soccer, which I'm a huge fan of the World Cup Soccer game by Zen Studios. I think they did a great job. That's based upon a real Williams table. Wild West Rampage, that's a Zen Studios original. It's probably one of the free games I think you get to play on some of the platforms, along with the Sorcerer's Apprentice. It's okay in my opinion. It's not that exciting of a game. Obviously, we see a landing page here for One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, which is a Dr. Seuss game, which we already know is going to be on the platform. But as we just kind of make our way over, taking a peek here, here's another one that we haven't really officially seen announced, and that's Fishtails, another Williams game. Wouldn't be surprised if Zen Studios puts this one out there as well. That one, in my opinion, is plausible. When it comes to Star Trek The Next Generation, we know that's coming. We got the Sorcerer's Lair. Again, this is another Zen Studios original. You can kind of see Peanut Snoopy Pinball down there. We know Star Trek's coming. Sorcerer's Lair and Fishtails, wouldn't surprise me if those make it on the AtGames platform as well. Taking a look here as well. Now it's getting more and more interesting, right? We got the Twilight Zone. So they did announce that the Twilight Zone is coming during National Owners Day weekend, so we know that's coming. That helps add some credibility to this list. We also have South Park, Butter's very own pinball, so that would be cool. I really like that South Park game. Zen Studios just finally re-released that on Pinball FX. And we know Star Trek Pinball Discovery and Star Trek Kelvin Timeline are coming, so that's all interesting stuff. Here's where we get some more interesting stuff. You got Homeworld Journey to Pinball. That would be okay in my opinion. Again, that's another Zen Studios partnership that they recently released within the last couple of years. You got Charlie Brown Christmas Pinball, which I think is a fantastic virtual pinball game. Zen Studios put this one out very recently during the holidays, and it's great in my opinion. Actually was just talking about that on a live stream. Would love to see this come out by AtGames, but wait until the holiday season. No reason to rush it. Make sure it's all dialed in, running perfectly, and release it this upcoming, November, December for the holidays. And then, of course, if you're going to get one South Park, you might as well get the other. So, in my opinion, that's okay as well. Now, when we take a look here, here's some other stuff that we were hoping to see. We know the Godzilla vs. Kong pinball pack is coming, so all three Godzilla games have already been announced. Again, which also helps lend a little bit of credibility to this list. You got the Thing pinball, which I would love to see. I would love to see a Pinball M themed table from AtGames. In fact, I was just talking about this on a recent stream as well. Would love for it to be a Chucky themed table, because honestly, although the Thing has a nice cult following, Chucky is more of a household name. I think that would actually sell more units if they made a Chucky's Killer Pinball themed Legends 4K machine. Taking a look here, here's some stuff that doesn't interest me, but it might interest some kids out there. Hopefully these aren't themed pinball machines. Hopefully these would actually just be game packs for people who want to play My Little Pony and the Trolls. Again, those are games released by Zen Studios on, I believe, the Apple products, the Apple pinball platform, and then now they are officially out on all the other platforms. And again, we know Godzilla is coming, but as we keep making our way through, well, if you're going to get Peanuts, why not get Garfield? Again, here's Garfield Pinball as well. And Attack from Mars we know is coming because they have an Attack from Mars themed Pinball, which again helps lend a little bit of credibility to this list on ArcadeNet. But keep in mind, there's going to be a few we're going to debunk here towards the end. Star Wars Pinball The Mandalorian, that's interesting. In fact, I think this was the only Star Wars game we saw out of all the Star Wars games on this particular landing page. So hopefully there's more Star Wars games coming than just The Mandalorian. Wouldn't surprise me if they also do a Mandalorian-themed pinball table. How to Train Your Dragon, again, more for the kids. Kung Fu Panda, more for the kids. Hopefully those will just be game packs if they're officially coming out. We got Flight 2000. This is where stuff's going to get interesting. I don't think that's actually happening. I'll discuss more about that in a minute. You got Borderlands, Vault Pinball, Brothers in Arms. Again, these are games that just got released, I believe, last year by by Zen Studios as well. Wouldn't surprise me if these are pinball packs and really happening. Now, here's where things get interesting. So as we get near this section of the list, you're going to notice a lot of the Gottlieb games, as well as some of the games that they used to run on their cloud pinball. So in my opinion, this ArcadeNet landing page right about here, I mean, it's a testing ground where AtGames is doing their stuff, right? And some of this stuff has probably been on here for years because Leprechaun King was a cloud pinball game. The other game that we just saw where I said, hold on a second, in the last screenshot, you know, you got Whoa Nelly, you got Big Buck Hunter Pro. Again, now we're starting to see some Pinball Arcade Stern games. And if you've been around this community long enough, you might remember years ago, AtGames was trying to link their ArcadeNet leaderboards with the Steam Online leaderboards. That way, if people were playing some of like the Stern pinball games, they would be able to pull those scores into ArcadeNet. They were trying to do some high score stuff, working with Farsight Studios, trying to get the Steam scores on ArcadeNet, which is why I think you're seeing a lot of these Gottlieb games on here, as well as you're seeing the Leprechaun King. Again, some of the cloud pinball games are on here as well. You got Frankenstein, Ripley's Believe It or Not, Gladiators. Again, a lot of these games are on Pinball Arcade. Are they actually going to be coming to the Legends 4K? I highly, highly doubt it. I really believe you're only going to get the Gottlieb games. Any of the other Stern games, not going to happen, right? Like Starship Troopers, you know, these are Gottlieb games. So, you know, we already know those are coming. But Starship Troopers, I don't think so. And again, we got Tempex of the 80s. Here's another one of those cloud pinball games, right? Here's interesting. Star Trek Vengeance Premium. That's interesting. Haunted House, again, more Gottlieb stuff, right? But as we take a look here, you got, again, Junkyard Cats. This was another one of their cloud pinball games, right? And are they going to officially release those as game packs? I really doubt it, in my opinion. I think a lot of this stuff has just been sitting on this testing site probably for a very long time. Do you really think they're going to put out Stern's A Big Hurt Frank Thomas baseball game? I don't think Stern wants anything more to do with virtual pinball, in my opinion. So a lot of this stuff, again, Blue versus Pink, that was another cloud pinball game. I don't think this is stuff that's actually going to happen once we get to this section of the list. I think when it comes to all the other stuff that we saw earlier in this video, a lot of those Zen Studios games are probably highly, highly likely, and those are probably games that are going through optimization testing and eventually will be released over the next year or two on the AtGames platform to run natively on their system. Keep in mind, you're never going to have a better experience than if you actually connect a PC to your AtGames pinball machine, because you'll be able, with the power of your PC, get the full visualization of what those games look like. Keep in mind, although AtGames upscale stuff to 4K, they also have to trim things back, right? Addams Family. The graphics on Addams Family don't look as good as they do on consoles and on Steam. They have to tone it down to make sure it can run on the hardware, right? On this AtGames hardware that's inside the pinball machine, these little single board computers. So when it comes to all that stuff, I highly doubt we're going to see superior versions on this machine. I think what you're getting with Peanuts and Addams Family is pretty much what you're going to get from Zen Studios. They're probably pushing the limits of what they can do with that chipset and all that. And when it comes to all this interesting stuff, in my opinion, any of the Gottlieb stuff, well, we are already seen it. Any of the cloud pinball games, they used to let you stream onto your systems. I really doubt that stuff's coming. Probably been sitting on this page for eons that's being tested. And definitely when it comes to all the Stern games that we saw in here from Pinball Arcade, again, in my opinion, just my opinion, and I could be wrong, maybe AtGames is getting Stern games, but in my opinion, just from remembering years ago, AtGames was trying to, whatchamacallit, pull in those scores, right? They were trying to pull those scores in from Steam, and they were working on ArcadeNet integration with the Steam leaderboards, stuff like that from years ago. If you've been around here long enough, you guys will probably remember that. But in my opinion, Stern's not happening. I'm not going to get all hyped and put that FOMO out there. Be interesting if it did happen, but I don't think it's happening. Either way, guys, this was just a quick video to talk about these potential leaks. Definitely want to know what you guys think. What's coming? What's not coming? Did you like what you saw on the list? Did you not like what you saw on the list? Leave me that comment, feedback, reactions below. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up on the way out. And as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing.